How to Groom Your Cat by Heidi Anderton.
Okay, so this is what I call a semi-long haired cat. It's got a reasonable amount of length on its body, but it's got more hair around the underneath and big long pantaloons here. Now she's suffering from some quite big mats on her sides here, alright? And I mean, preferably we don't want to shave it if we can help it. Now with some of these big mats like this, we can actually use the end. I'm holding her skin down here and actually using the end of the comb to tease them out. So pull all the hair around it away, hold the skin down, and just very gently from underneath pull out the knot, and you can see the whole mat comes out in one. Now this is a lot better way, if it's possible, than actually shaving it, because it's not going to interfere with the natural shedding process of the cat, and it's not going to thicken up the hairs or anything like that. So if possible, if we can do this, if possible, we will do. So now I can just groom through the rest and take away any dead hair there. So let's have a look here. So here we can see we've got some more mats, and we've got a mat this big here. But if we start from the back, hold the skin down so it's not pulling on the cat's skin as you do it, and this is really important to do, and you can see the mats come out in their entirety. So what this is this is shedding hair that's just got caught in the coat. Cats have a reasonably greasy coat and a dirty coat, so sometimes when they've got an excessive amount of coat or they can't manage the grooming themselves, the hair gets stuck in the coat. But actually we can remove these mats if we're nice and gentle. In their entirety, and this is easily something you can do at home. Alright, you've got to make sure you've got the right equipment. Just sit your cat down, look, and you can see now, look, we've got all these mats out on this side. And now I can work my way back, so I'm just going to lift up the coat, come from the back, work my way forward. Now, most cats, if they're handled at home, are very happy with the grooming procedure. They're happy with letting you do what you've got to do. Now, no, you're going to stand table. But what I have found is that instead of having the cat actually on the table itself, it's much nicer to put a towel on it. They're much happier sitting on a towel than they are the table itself. They feel a little bit more comfortable. Some cats do like to hang on to the end of the table. So I'm just going to come further up. We can see she's got some mats here. I'm just going to work my way from underneath them, holding the skin down so that I'm not pulling on her skin. And you can see the mats come away. All in one. Now there's only certain coat types that you're going to be able to do this with, and to a certain degree as well, because if it's really matted and all those mats are matted together, you've got to shave, because you're just going to rip the hair out the cat's skin anyway. But you can see here now, look, we're still left with lovely amount of coat on her, and she's not had to be shaved at all. Which is fantastic. The owner's going to be happy, and it's going to be much better for this cat's coat as well. Okay, so I'm going to carry on doing this now, and then we're going to come back when I've completed half the side so we can look at the difference between the two. So this is the hair that I've got out of half the side now, which is quite a lot, and the comb now runs freely from the top all the way through to the pantaloons. So if you look at this side of the coat, this side of the coat is laying nice and flat, but if you come round and look at this side, you can see the difference between the two. You can see the amount of dead hair and knots still in this side, and they go all the way along the sides right to the back pantaloons as well there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to groom this side out, and then I'm going to take a smaller comb and I'm just going to comb through the hair, now it's mat free, and just take out the rest of the dead coat. If your cat likes to be stroked, he's going to like being groomed. As long as you're doing it in the right way and you're not hurting the cat at all, he's going to like it. Cats love to be groomed. They groom each other, they love to groom each other, so it's really important that when you have your young cat or your kitten, that you are giving it lots of attention and handling it a lot. If you're handling your cat a lot, you can do loads of things with them. And this is so important. Look, the amount of hair that's still now coming out with a tighter comb. But the most important thing now is it's mat free. Now you can see we've got a lot of dandruff now in the coat, and this is because the cat wasn't being groomed before. So all the old dead skin cells have all coming off the skin, because now we're grooming the skin too. And these all just fall off in a couple of days. And I'm sure the cat's going to start actually grooming herself a little bit more now that we've taken all of this coat out of her. So we'll come back in a minute with the finished cat. Okay, so this is our cat now, all groomed through. And now I can actually go through her with the finer side of the comb and get just those last little bits of dead coat out. Now, you know, as I keep saying, with cats, prevention is better than cure. Rather than letting all this hair build up, and you see all the dead skin cells that have come off as well, rather than letting all this build up in your cat's coat, this is why regular grooming is so important. You only need to groom a cat like this on a weekly basis, and just a complete groom all the way through is fine. If you're having difficulty with your cat, try and put him on a table like this on a towel and have somebody hold the head end so that you can groom from behind and you can comb him all the way through. It's much better for your cat's skin, because the skin is the biggest organ in the body, and it's always rejuvenating itself with new skin cells. If you are not allowing all these skin cells to get away, then it's detrimental to your cat's skin as well as the coat. And look how lovely and shiny it's starting to become, her coat now. It's really shining up. Now, the only reason that we could do that really with this cat is because most of its hair is made up of harsher hairs. So now you can see this cat's semi-long haired, so it's got more of a ruff around its neck, longer pantaloons, and although it's got a reasonably long body, it's not really long like this, so that's why we call it semi-long haired. And this is the best way of grooming this cat, and now we want to see it done on a regular basis so that she doesn't have to get full of hair like this again.